morning hasn't quite begun to unfurl. And there it is. You're staring out the window, worlds away, holding the mug in both hands, just that way. The silence isn't empty, it's a sacred, quiet space. I study your reflection on the porcelain's face, and in the blackness of your coffee, dark and deep, a perfect golden sliver of the sun begins to creep. And I don't need a grand romantic sky above, or a diamond constellation spun from love. I found my universe right here. My priceless little treasure is the moon in your coffee cup. This quiet, simple pleasure, a silent solar promise, whispered in the dawn that every day begins with you. The old night is just gone, oh, the moon in your coffee cup.
Take a sip and smile at some forgotten thought, a private little story that your memory just caught. And I could buy you roses, write you poems, shout your name, but nothing feels as true as this softly burning flame. It's in the way you tuck your feet up underneath the chair, the way you've got one sock on and you're missing one somewhere.
And I don't need a grand romantic sky above, or a diamond constellation spun from love. I found my universe right here. My priceless little treasure is the moon in your coffee cup. This quiet, simple pleasure, a silent solar promise, whispered in the dawn that every day begins with you. The old night is just gone, oh, the moon in your coffee cup.
Let the world spin madly on with all its noise and fuss. Our cathedral is this kitchen, and it's built just for us.
With the ticking of the clock, the humming of the light, your hand finds mine so naturally, and suddenly it's right. This is the love that poems try and always fail to capture. The heart's not in the drama, love, it's in the after. No, I don't need a grand romantic sky above. My diamond constellation is your messy morning love. I found my whole universe right here. My only perfect measure is the moon in your coffee cup. This quiet, endless pleasure, my silent daily promise with the rising of the sun is that my forever starts with you.
My day has just begun. Oh, the moon in your coffee cup. The steam is rising and you're here, and that's everything.
I used to think I knew what love meant. I was waiting for a single phrase, but darling, you gave me the whole gallery. I see the little girl with scuffed up knees, hiding in the branches of the willow trees. I see the teenager, all fire and doubt, trying all the versions of yourself to figure out. I see the one who left home with just a dream, shining brighter than you even thought you could see. And before you even knew my name, I swear I would have loved you just the same. 'Cause I love every version of you, the one that's broken and the one that's brand new, the shadows and the light you're stepping into. I make this promise and I know it's true. I will love you that you haven't met yet. To my heart's a home with rooms I'm saving just for you, for every version of you. I love the you that's confident and sure, and I love the you that needs a little more, the you that dances reckless in the rain, the you that whispers, can we try that again? I love the future you with silver in your hair, map reading all the life might written there. And if you change your mind or change your style, I'll be loving you through every single mile. 'Cause I love every version of you, the one that's wounded and the one that's making do, the chapters written and the ones we're writing through. I make this promise and I know it's true. I will love you that you haven't met yet. To my heart's a home with wings I'm saving just for you, for every version of you. Some people search for just one perfect face, a snapshot frozen in a single time and place. But darling, you're a river deep and wide. future you is a promise I can't wait to take. Every yesterday that made you, every tomorrow you're afraid of, every single you there is, and everyone there ever will be, is love. Is love. Found it on the counter by the keys, just a scrap of paper blowing in the breeze, but my heart just stopped. It wasn't Shakespeare, wasn't some sonnet penned in gold, just milk and eggs and bread and letters, kind of bold. Cat food scribbled sideways with a little check mark there, a coffee stain ring like a halo from the morning air. And I stood there in the silence of our ordinary mess, holding poetry in chaos, feeling foolish, I confess. 'Cause your handwriting on the grocery list is the sweetest love letter that exists. It doesn't speak of roses or of distant moonlit shores. It says I'll be home later, and I'm walking through these doors. It's a map back to our kitchen, to the life we're building up. My greatest masterpiece is just your handwriting on a coffee cup, on a grocery list. I know the curve you make on butter, how you cross a sloppy tea, the way your please gets kinda small like a quiet chai decree. You added chocolate at the bottom just your handwriting on a coffee cup, on a grocery list. They can keep their diamond rings and their bouquets a mile wide. I'll take this fragile, folded promise you forgot to hide. It's the contract for our future, written not in legal script, but in the hopeful, humble promise of a partnership, of 1,000 little dinners, of 1,000,000 morning toasts. The love that matters most is the love that shows up. To the home we have within. My sacred, simple scripture in your imperfect, perfect twist is your handwriting on the grocery list. I'll buy the milk, I'll get the bread, I'll fold this note and put it with the others by the bed, where the greatest love stories are silently read. Heard it 1,000 times before, but never like this. From teachers in a classroom to my mother's worried call, just syllables strung together, meaning nothing much at all. A label for identification, something to sign on a line. Never thought 3 letters could feel so much like a design, until your voice caught on the first one, like you're testing something sweet, and let the last one fade to whisper, incomplete. Oh, the way you say my name, it's never ever quite the same. It's a question and an answer. It's a slow and sweet confession. It's a secret in a crowded room, a private soul possession. Some say it just to get my attention from across the way. But baby, when you say it, it's like you need me to stay. Yeah, the way you say my name. In the morning it's all sleep soft, a murmur in my head. When you're angry it comes sharp, but laced with so much care. And when you're telling stories proud to people that we know, you're planning in the sentence, watch my hidden happiness grow. You found the music hiding in the rhythm and the sound, turn something so pedestrian to holy hallowed ground. You're the way you say my name, it's never ever quite the same. It's a shelter from the thunder, it's a key to turned it into I am yours and you are mine. The beat comes back in full with loving harmonies, hey Molly. The way you sing over a smooth and never tipping piano melody, it builds in fear. Oh, the way you say my name, you winning man at the whole game. It's a vow and a surrender. It's the ember in the fire. It's the only melody my lonely soul desires. So say it when you're happy, say it when you're full of fear. Say it in the darkness so that only I can hear. 'Cause in a world of words that are empty, just for show, your voice on my name is the only truth I know. Yeah. The only way I know who I am is the way you say my name. Say it again. Just like that. That's the way.
The world is loud. The world is cold. Come here. We'll build our own.
Outside, the sirens wail their never-ending song. The headlines scream of everything that's going wrong. The ceiling fan is spinning like the anxious thoughts I keep. So pull the comforter up higher, darling, let's fall deep into this nest we've made of cotton thread and trust, where turning towards each other isn't asking way too much. We're building a fortress of sheets, a kingdom where only kindness meets. The walls are your arms, the drawbridge is a kiss. The only law in this land is that nothing here is amiss. Let the chaos rage and thunder, let the bitter winds all blow. We've got a universe of softness here that only we will know. Just building a fortress of sheets. Your heartbeat is the drum line, my breath is harmony. We'll map the constellations on your skin, just you and me. The shadows from the streetlight paint monsters on the wall, but I just trace your shoulder blades and watch the monsters fall. We'll tell our secrets to the pillow in the velvet muffled dark and build a campfire from the spark that lives inside your heart. We're building a fortress of sheets, a kingdom where only kindness meets.
sheets. The world is out there, but in here, it's just you and me and quiet and quiet.
The maples turn to fire, the air gets crisp and clear, and every single fallen leaf whispers that you're here. They talk about forever like it's one long summer's day, but I have seen the seasons turn and steal the green away. I've watched my grandparents' hands grow maps of time and grace. I know that love's true beauty shows upon a weathered face. So don't give me one perfect June beneath a cloudless sky. Give me the changing, give the gold as summer says goodbye. I want 1,000 autumns with you, watching all the leaves turn from green to gold to ruby. I want wrinkles like riverbeds from smiles we've accrued. I want to grow old in the most beautiful way, to have 1,000 stories written in the silver gray. Let the years burn bright and fleeting like the trees before they're through. Oh, I want 1,000 autumns with you. We'll build our fire smaller as the decades make their rounds, and marvel at the quiet where the youthful noise once drowned. We'll forget the little things, the keys, what year it is, but I'll remember how your laugh still sounds like what love is. We'll watch the children's children chase the leaves across the lawn, and know the deepest roots are the ones that time has drawn. I want 1,000 autumns with you, watching all the leaves turn from green to gold to ruby. I want wrinkles like riverbeds from smiles we've accrued. I want to grow old in the most beautiful way, to have 1,000 stories written in the silver gray. Let the years burn bright and fleeting like the trees before they're through. Oh, I want 1,000 autumns with you. Let the springs bring their blossoms, let the winters lay their snow. But autumn, autumn is the season that our love will truly know. 'Cause it's not about beginning, it's not fresh or ever new. It's about the glorious letting go when the color's deepest true. It's the brilliant, brave surrender to what time was meant to do. So give me 1,000 autumns with you, every golden rusted glorious hue. Let my hand grow frail, but let it always find your own. Let our love be the one constant that the years have ever known. I first one was so lovely, but the thousandth will be too, 'cause the view is never fading. When I'm looking, when I'm looking at you. Tick tock, you showed it to me in a velvet box. The glass was cracked, the hands were still. You said it saw a lifetime on a railroad hill.
It doesn't keep the minutes like the phone inside your hand. It's heavier than modern things. You don't quite understand the scuff along the silver, where it met a working sleeve, the ghost of some old station, where he had to take his leave. You wind it every Sunday, a familiar little twist, and for a second in the silence, I know who you miss. And I love your grandfather's watch, not for the gold or what it cost, but for the way you guard the past, the stories that you keep, the promises you honor even in your sleep. It tells me who you are in a way that words just can't. A careful constant, ticking hard inside a steady man. Yeah, I love your grandfather's watch. You wear it on your wedding day, tucked beneath your cuff, a quiet ticking witness to the I-dos and the stuff that makes a life together. Not just shiny or brand new, but patina and endurance, seeing every season through. And when our future grandson asks about the time you wore, you'll tell him about the love that made his history worth living for. And I love your grandfather's watch, not for the gold or what it cost, but for the way you guard the past, the stories that you keep, the promises you honor even in your sleep. It tells me who you are in a way that words just can't. A careful constant, ticking hard inside a steady man. Yeah, I love your grandfather's watch. My love isn't asking you to live inside the past, or chain yourself to memories that were never meant to last. It's seeing how you carry what was good and true and brave, and knowing that's the same strong current in the love you gave to me. You're not just holding time, you're holding legacy. you were born to save. And I pray someday you'll hold my hand. Oh, weathered, weak and worn, and know my love is ticked for you as faithfully and long as this watch, this beautiful broken perfect watch.
Tick tock, pass it on, add our chapter to the rock. Wind it up, let it run, for the race is yet unwon. Our time is just begun.
I remember the dawn. That first, perfect dawn. But this is something else.
The first light was all promise, untouched and painted new. A canvas without blemish in a pale and perfect hue. We traced our dreams like constellations on that blank and waiting slate, believing love was just the feeling that you get on a first date. We didn't know the storms were waiting, how the colors sometimes bleed. We were just two kids holding hands, planting a hopeful seed. But what grew in the withering is more beautiful than the first dawn. It's the gold in the cracks after the porcelain is gone. It's the knowing in the silence after every word's been said. It's choosing each other daily from the heart and not the head. The first dawn was a photograph, all shiny and so bright. But this is the whole gallery, walk through in the softest light. Yeah, this is more beautiful than the first dawn. We've seen each other angry, we've seen each other frail. We've navigated winters when the very hope seemed pale. We've had to learn forgiveness, a language rough and raw, and rebuild broken bridges with the splinters that we saw. But every time we did it, with our ugly truths laid bare, we planted deeper roots right where the shallow ones once were. What grew in the weathering is more beautiful than the first dawn. It's the gold in the cracks after the porcelain is gone. It's the knowing in the silence after every word's been said. It's choosing each other daily from the heart and not the head. The first dawn was a photograph, all shiny and so bright. But this is the whole gallery, walk through in the softest light. Yeah, this is more beautiful than the first dawn. So let them have their perfect beginnings, untested, never tried. Let them chase that fleeting feeling with the morning as their guide. We have the settled sunset where all the colors blaze and run. The earned and easy comfort of a battle fought and won. A love that's been through the daylight is the light. so much more beautiful than any first dawn. So here's to the 1000th morning, the one we almost didn't see. Here's to the love that learned to bend so it would never break. Here's to us, Jen awake. You told me you were restless. You said you needed sky. I smiled and took your hand. Here's my reply. I've seen the way you watch the clouds that race across the blue, the longing in your footsteps for a horizon that is new. You talk in terms of distances, of cities without names. Your heart's a wild bird whispering of far-off calling flames. And darling, I won't clip your feathers, I won't be the chain that binds. I know the sacred rhythm of the seeking in your mind. So I'll be your roots when you need your wings, the quiet earth below while your spirit soars and sings. Go chase that distant thunder, go taste the morning dew. My love won't be a cage, darling, it's a launch pad just for you. And when the flight is over and the wide world's lost its charms, I'll be the steady compass leading back into my arms. 'Cause real love is giving both the anchor and the sky its roots and wings. I'll memorize the creases in the maps that you will trace, and save your favorite coffee mug to fill your favorite space. I'll hang your adventures on the walls like priceless works of art, and love you just as fiercely when we're distant and apart. 'Cause your freedom doesn't threaten this foundation that we've made. It's the very testament to why this love will never fade. So I'll be your roots when you need your wings, the quiet earth below while your spirit soars and sings. Go chase that distant thunder, go taste the morning dew. My love won't be a cage, darling, it's a launch pad just for you. And when the flight is over and the wide world's lost its charms, I'll be the steady compass leading back into my arms. 'Cause real love is giving both the anchor and the sky its roots and wings. Some loves are jealous gardens, walls up to the sun, but ours is an open meadow where two rivers run, one to the sea for wonder, one deep into the ground. And in that perfect balance is where true peace is found. So fly, my love, fly fearless with the wind against your face. My love is in the letting go. I'm right here. We have both. We have everything. We have bricks and wings.
Bright, chiming hoof, skidding light, shuffling beat, sounds like sunlight through a library window. The spine was cracked and weathered, the pages soft as skin, a paperback love story that someone else had been in. I was about to check it out, to take the story home, when my thumb just flipped it open to a page of faded poem. And in the margin, in blue ink, a little off the line, was your name and then a plus sign. And then I saw, and mine, just our names in a library book written years ago. A secret in the stacks we didn't even know we'd stow. Did we laugh while we were writing? Did we think we'd be forever? Two kids hiding from the rain, just trying to be clever. Now it's proof of our beginning in a book that's passed around. Our first unofficial contract on that hallowed silent ground. Just our names in the library book. I traced the letters with my finger. Your Y, that loop's so wide. My E, that's always slanted like it's trying to hide. I wonder what we were reading, what chapter we were on, if the story in the pages felt like ours now that it's gone. Back to circulation, waiting on a metal shelf, a tiny piece of evidence we wrote our future for ourselves. Just our names in a library book written years ago. A secret in the stacks we didn't even know we'd stow. Did we laugh while we were writing it? Did we think we'd be forever? Two kids hiding from the rain, just trying to be clever. Now it's proof of our beginning in a book that's passed around. Our first unofficial contract on that hallowed silent ground. Just our names in the library book. And maybe someone else has seen it in a distant, quiet town, and smiled at two strange names and gently put it back down. They'll never know the kitchen fights, the road trips, or the ring. They'll just see plus and think of some sweet temporary thing. We know, oh, we know. It was the first line of the epic, the prologue that we didn't even mean to write. Our names in a library book. The universe just took a look and said, "I'll hide their history where only time will see." In the quietest cathedral where the stories long to be. And now we have a sequel that the whole wide world can read. In the way you hand me coffee, in the quiet way we bleed our love into the daily. But it started with a glance and a pen and a chance, and our names in a library book. I checked it out, of course I did. It's due in 3 weeks. I think I'll read it slow and underline the good parts for the next two kids who might need to know. That stories can start anywhere. It
was shattered into pieces too small to name. I thought that was the end of the story. Then you came.
I hid the fractures from the world. I hid them from the light. Glued myself together with the super glue of I'm alright. But in the quiet I could hear the fragile aching strain. A vase that couldn't hold a thing for fear of breaking once again. You saw me on the shelf like that, a relic of the hurt. And you didn't see a damaged thing. You saw a work of art. You practiced kintsugi, golden repair. You gathered every shard with such incredible pair. You didn't hide the broken lines. You traced them with your hand and filled the cracks with liquid gold, and helped me understand that the breaks are part of history. The scars are part of art. That what I thought made me worthless is what makes me a work of art. You practiced kintsugi on my soul. Where others saw the failure, you saw the turning point. Where the pressure made a flaw that could become a stronger joint. You held the pieces up and saw how each one fit the sky. Not a thing to be discarded, but a truth I couldn't deny. You mixed the dust of my old self with patience and with grace, and built a stronger vessel with the gold in every place. You practiced kintsugi, golden repair. You gathered every shard with such incredible care. You didn't hide the broken lines. You traced them with your hand and filled the cracks with liquid gold, and helped me understand that the breaks are part of history. The scars are part of art. That what I thought made me worthless is what makes me a work of art. You practice kintsugi on my soul. This isn't a love that asks for perfect, unmarked factory new. This is a love that finds the beauty in the breakdown, in the true. It's not in spite of all the breaking. It's because
not what I was before. I am more. I am broken. And I am beautiful. And I am whole. In a brand new It's over. The thunder's just an echo now. Just the rain on the roof and your breath. The words we threw like lightning have all fizzled out and died, left nothing but the ringing in the spaces deep inside the furniture of anger, the wreckage on the floor, and the two of us just standing in the silence of the war. You're by the window, staring out at streets all slick and black, and I'm just tracing patterns on the carpet facing your back. But this, the quiet after the storm, is where our love is truly reborn. Not in the I love yous, easy and sweet, but in the wounded battlefield where two stubborn hearts meet. It's the fragile bridge we build on a look, a shaky breath. It's choosing tenderness in the quiet aftermath of death, of pride, the quiet after the storm. I see your shoulders soften, the fight just leaves your frame. You turn and in your eyes there's no anger, just the shame and the love, the constant love that even chaos can't untie. You cross the room, you don't say a word, you just sit down and sigh, and you reach for my pinky finger, the smallest point of touch. And suddenly the damage, darling, doesn't feel like very much. 'Cause this, the quiet after the storm, is where our love is truly reborn. Not in the I love yous, easy and sweet, but in the wounded battlefield where two stubborn hearts meet. It's the fragile bridge we build on a look, a shaky breath. It's choosing tenderness in the quiet aftermath of death, of pride, the quiet after the storm. They sing about the sunshine, the perfect cloudless days, but they don't know the intimacy that the hurricane conveys, of seeing someone ugly and them seeing you the same, and choosing in the wreckage to whisper your own name. And there's together to start repair. When the music swells gently not with drama, but with profound relief. And war of piano strings converse in a wordless dialogue of forgiveness and understanding the sound of rain stops completely. So hold me in the quiet after the storm. Let our heartbeats sink, let our souls reform. Let the tears we cry be the water that makes new things grow. In the garden of our union where the deepest roots now go. The fight just proved the structure that our bond is built to last. That we can weather anything if we just hold on fast to this sacred, clean, and healing peace. This beautiful release. The quiet, the holy quiet after the storm. You whisper, I'm sorry. I whisper, me too. And the first bird sings outside the window. A new day. I used to hide the maps of all the wars I'd lost. I'd cover them in layers, afraid of what they cost. But you asked to see the sky. These lines along my knuckles from a bicycle and fall, the one that curls around my ribs, a story I recall. The faded dots on my left wrist, where I've each tried to heal the patch of skin that doesn't feel the way the others feel. I point them out as failures, flaws in my design, proof I was just a damaged thing, a fractured, broken line. But you see the scars and call them constellations. You trace the heavens and flood it into destinations. You connect the dots and find Orion in the pain. You say the light that left those marks is somehow still the same. You name the patterns, courage. You name the patterns, grace. You see a galaxy of survival on my skin, my soul, my face. You see the scars and call them constellations. The mental ones, the silent ones, the weather in my mind, the anxious constellations that the daylight leaves behind, the fears that orbit like dark moons. You don't just look away, you chart their course and hold me till their gravity's at bay. So here's my skin, my story, my sky, all yours to memorize. No more the stars, just constellations. I was living in a grayscale film. Every morning just a different shade of gray. I forgot what yellow felt like. I forgot how to see red. Then you walked in. The world had lost its frequency, gone quiet, dull and flat. My heart a monochrome museum. You just tipped your hat. You didn't blast the speakers, didn't paint the walls in green. You just sat down beside me in the silence in between. You said, I think I found a crayon, held it out there in your palm. A single broken periwinkle trying to keep me calm. You started bringing back the color, one slow shade at a time. You pointed out the sunset when I couldn't cross the line. You handed me the goldenrod for dandelions in the grass. You found the robin's eggshell in the sky as clouds were past. You didn't give a rainbow, you just handed me the blue, and trusted I'd remember all the other colors too. You're bringing back the color to me. You brought me scarlet in a strawberry cut up on a plate, emerald in the raindrops beating on the garden gate, burnt scene, and in the autumn leaves you raked it into a pile. You made me see the lavender stretched in a country mile. You named them as we saw them, a gentle, patient game, reteaching me the language, reigniting the flame. You kept on bringing back the color, one slow shade at a time. You painted hope and sunflower, you painted peace and lime. You handed me the midnight so the stars could shine so clear, and wash the world in peach blush anytime you drew me near. You didn't force the prism, you just opened up the blinds and let the morning filter slowly into my tired mind. You're bringing back the color to me. And now I wake and see the honey in the light across the bed, the crimson in the thread of all the tender things we've said, the silver in the laughter, the copper in your hair. My world is saturated, it's almost more than I can bear in the best way. You didn't just bring back the color, love. You taught my eyes to see again. my hand, my artist, my savior, my best friend. Let's paint until the very colorful end. Where's, for the yellow, blue, for the red, for seeing me in full spectrum when I was just a sketch. I looked it up in dictionaries, I heard it in the song. A four-letter abstraction for where a heart belongs. But it was just a word, just a word. I had an address, keys that turned a lock, pictures on the walls, a steady ticking clock. But the walls were only plaster, the floors were only wood, and the silence in the hallway never understood. I'd read the definition, shelter, place of rest, but my soul felt like a visitor, a temporary guest, a stranger in the space that was supposed to be my own, the deepest kind of lonely, feeling always far from home. Home was a word until you. It was a concept, not a truth. It was a house, not a harbor for my shipwrecked Roman youth. You took a syllable, an idea, and you gave it bones and breathe. You turned a definition into life and love and rest. Yeah, home was a word until you. Then it became your eyes, your hands, your voice. It became my only choice.
It's not the roof above us now, though I'm grateful for the shade. It's the peace that walks beside me, the foundation that you laid. It's the way you know my coffee cup without a single ask. It's the way you take the armor off and let me do the task.
It's in the sigh you make at midnight, settling into bed. It's the safety of our silence, everything unsaid. You built it out of moments of forgiveness and of grace. You turned my wandering into a rooted, sacred place. 'Cause home was a word until you. It was a concept, not a truth. It was a house, not a harbor for my shipwrecked Roman youth. You took a syllable, an idea, and you gave it bones and breathe. You turned a definition into life and love and rest. Yeah, home was a word until you. Then it became your eyes, your hands, your voice. It became my only choice.
And if we lose these windows, if the north wind takes this wall,
If we're living in a van or in a mansion, great or small,
I will not be homeless, not for one single day.
'cause home's the latitude and longitude where your heart decides to stay. It's the coordinates of you and me. a person standing right in front of me.
No more searching, no more definitions, just this, just you. Welcome home.
A bright, funky bass line kicks in, a tambourine and a crisp snare, library. Yo! And it's on like a 70s soul groove. Snap fingers, don't look now, but aisle 7 is calling. And I'm feeling the rhythm. I'm just so lots of nights. Yeah. You're debating paper towels, the 2-ply or the 3. I'm just watching how your forehead gets a little awful crease. The music's playing something from 1994. Jesus in pop love song we both heard 1,000 times before. But then your foot starts tapping to that forgotten plastic beat, and you shoot me that grin that makes my whole existence feel complete. So I take your hand and spin you right between the soup and bread. We're dancing in the supermarket aisle, throwing caution to the overhead. The old man with the coupon smiles, he's seen this all before. The teenage shock boy rolls his eyes and heads off to his chore. That world had the bones, that fancy velvet floors, our love songs and the frozen foods that's swinging through the doors. We're dancing in the supermarket aisle. Hey! You dip me by the pickles, I twirl you past the rice. Our carts are clumsy, partner, but it's really kinda nice. We're box stepping through cereals, a waltz and canned good nights, turning Thursday's grocery run into a perfect Friday night. We don't need a reservation or a band to set the mood, just a discount disco glowing and a shared silly attitude. Yeah, we're dancing in the supermarket aisle, throwing caution to the overhead. The old man with the coupon smiles, he's seen this all before. The teenage shock boy rolls his got the eggs. Want to do it again next week? You know it. You know it.
I've been making a list of all my favorite things, the ocean and the rain, and the song the morning sings. But I keep coming back to one thing.
It's not a symphony, no violins in tune. It's not a perfect melody beneath a harvest moon.
It's a sudden burst of sunlight breaking through a cloudy day.
It's the walls of worry crumbling, just melting right away. It starts down in your belly, a little rumble deep, and spills out like a fountain, a promise you can't keep. From spreading to your shoulders, crinkling the corners of your eyes, a completely unplanned masterpiece, a wonderful surprise. Giggle in the darkness in the middle of the night, the full-on head back, can't breathe, tears in your eyes kind
that leaves you clutching at your sides, untying my worried mind. 'Cause your laugh is my favorite sound. In a world so full of noise, it's the holy hallowed ground. It drowns out all the traffic, the sirens and the crowd. It's unpolished and it's perfect and it's never too loud. I'd trade every song ever written, every symphony so grand, for the symphony you made just holding my hand. Yeah, your laugh is my favorite sound. I've heard the finest opera in palaces of stone, but nothing touches harmony that's made of you alone. They can keep their perfect pitch and their rehearsed and practiced art. I'll take the messy magic music of your happy beating heart. It's the soundtrack of my soul. You make me feel whole. Oh, my favorite sound. Keep laughing, keep shining. I'll be right here, collecting every note. My favorite playlist is you. Tried to write it down for you in 14 lines of youngest grace, but the words kept spilling over. They couldn't keep the pace. Shakespeare had his structure, a box to hold the fire, a tidy little metric for romantic desire. But our love's a sprawling novel with a messy, wayward plot, with chapters in the laundry room and paragraphs forgot. It's a footnote in the margin about how you take your tea. It's a run-on sentence lasting through eternity. 'Cause this is a love that doesn't fit in a sonnet. It's too big for a verse, too wild to confine upon it. It's not just rosy lips or summer's day or thou art fair. It's you brought me soup when I was sick, and I'm learning how to care. It's the epic in the ordinary, the symphony in the sigh. It breaks the meter, bends the rhyme, and touches the sky. Yeah, this is a love that doesn't fit in a sonnet. It's the coffee stain on page 324. It's the silent conversation as we're walking out the door. It's the fight we had on Tuesday over nothing and the peace that settled like a benediction, bringing sweet release. It's the 1,000 unwritten stanzas in the quiet of your glance. It's the clumsy, fearless, beautiful, imperfect, sacred dance. 'Cause this is a love that doesn't fit in a sonnet. It's too big for a verse, too wild to confine upon it. It's not just rosy lips or summer's day or thou art fair. It's you brought me soup when I was sick, and I'm learning how to care. It's the epic in the ordinary, the symphony in the sigh. It breaks the meter, bends the rhyme, and touches the sky. Yeah, this is a rhyme. It doesn't fit in a sonnet. So let the poets have their sonnets, their perfect, pretty art. Our love's a living language spoken from the heart. It's not a statue to admire from a cold museum floor. It's the garden we are growing, always planting something more. We're writing our own genre, you and I, an epic history, a lullaby. it live.
So I'll stop trying to contain it in something so defined. I'll just live inside its pages with you, mine, after life, after beautiful life.
They talk of love as lightning, one brilliant blinding spark. But I believe in architecture built slowly in the dark, brick by brick. The cornerstone was laid with coffee at 2:45. A shared look across a diner, the start of you and me. The next brick was your laughter on a rainy Thursday night, holding an umbrella that was never quite held right. The mortar was the silence when no words were left to say, just the comfort of your shoulder at the ending of the day. We are building cathedrals from moments. No blueprints, no grand domes, just holy, humble components. A stained glass window from the morning you forgave my spite. A flying buttress from your hand I held in passing flight. Every place, every thank you, every I'll be right here is a prayer in the sanctuary, casting out the fear. We are building cathedrals from moments. The archway is the memory of your tear-stained, weary face, and how I learned the sacred art of giving you your space. The spire is the future, we keep pointing toward the sky, made of whispered what-ifs and a hopeful, steady try. The nave is this quiet evening, this ordinary peace, where the chaos of the world outside finds its sweet release. We are building cathedrals a million tiny faithful choices, giving love a voice. We are building cathedrals from moments. Our love is in the increments, a holy wall from inside jokes only we have ever known. A sacred isle from the seeds of trust we faithfully sown. And when the years have weathered us and time has had its say, they'll look upon what we have built and they will have to pray at the altar of the ordinary in the light of something true. That a great love isn't found, my darling. It's built by me. And you add another brick today. Just a smile, just a breath. We are building something eternal. From the moment of our death to pride, from the moment of our fear to courage, we are builders. We are builders. I mean,
counted the cost, weighed every single what if. I had the ledger balanced, then you walked in, and I set it all on fire. My heart was a vault with a combination I'd lost, a safe bet in a world where the house always wins. I'd folded my hand before the cards were dealt, built my walls so high, afraid of how it felt to be exposed, to be seen, to be truly known. The king of my own quiet, empty throne. But the risk was young, the terrifying, beautiful, only thing left to do. It wasn't skydiving, it wasn't racing cars. It was opening the door and showing you my scars. It was handing you the key to a city in ruin and praying you'd see a foundation to build on. Yeah, the greatest gamble, the only bet that mattered. The risk was every I love you felt like jumping off a cliff, trusting that your name was the only net I'd need, letting you see the messy, unfinished parts, the anxious beating engine of my hidden heart. It was surrender without any guarantee, just the wild, reckless hope of what we could be. 'Cause the risk was you, the terrifying, beautiful, only thing left to do.
more calculations, no more what ifs. Just you. Just this. The only bed I ever needed to place. Is on